Initially, I was a lot like you. I was really shocked at what the Vikings did in the draft for the offensive line. Where I love the Ezra Cleveland pick. It's my guy, number 58, future left tackle of the Vikings. And then it's like, okay, so middle rounds, we'll double down on some interior offensive line help. Here we go. Maybe some Jonah Jackson, perfect scheme fit, or maybe Nick Harris from Washington, or Logan Stenberg would make a lot of sense. Shane Lemieux, all that stuff. Nathaniel Moody just keeps dropping. Let's take a shot on him. But then nada. Nada on the interior offensive line. Picked up Blake Brandell, the left tackle from Oregon State, who was pretty damn solid last year. Was PFF's number one graded left tackle. Respect there. As well as a small school offensive lineman, Kyle Hinton, in the 7th round. You're like, okay. So what about guard? What about left guard? I mean, is Pat Elflein really going to be remaining? Is he going to be the incumbent with no OTAs, no rookie camps, and maybe a truncated training camp schedule? That may be what the Vikings are looking at right now, which is just peachy. So the question is about the left guard, since everyone and their mother has penciled Drew Samia into that starting right guard spot, which I think is going to happen. But you know what they say about assumptions. Shouldn't make them. Yeah. But what is going to be the plan at left guard, right? So is it going to be kick Reef inside? I mean, that would be the ideal for me. Kick Reef inside, have him take a pay cut. Ezra Cleveland, you're up, starting left tackle of the Vikings. Let's just kickstart my heart right here. I mean, they said that Brian O'Neill wasn't physically ready for the NFL, and look what he's doing now. In my Bill Simmons voice there, but maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's a bad idea. I think it would be great for Ezra Cleveland, everyone involved, but and just in terms of trying to get your best 5 out there, yes, but also, I mean, are you gonna kick one of the draft picks inside? I mean, if you think about it, all 3 of them played left tackle in college: Cleveland, Brandell, and Hinton. Even though Hinton projects the most to be interior offensive lineman, but especially after watching the Hinton tape. I mean, I was able to find more than just his highlight reel, but I mean, I am starting to understand why the Vikings decided to use a draft pick on him as opposed to letting it ride in free agency, because I don't think that they were going to get him, especially with the amount of money that they put towards Courtney Davis, Neville Clark. I think that they were going to be in some serious bidding wars for Chris Hinton, and I fully understand why he fell to the 7th round. D2 level competition, you wonder about that, and you're like, oh, well, he's just dominating a bunch of D2 jabronis. I mean, yeah, Chris Hinton, if he would have walked on to any Division I program, including the big boys, he walked on to Alabama, LSU, anything, eventually he would have worked his way up, because talent is talent. Cream rises to the top. I think Chris Hinton would have certainly held his own, potentially even been like an early round pick if he would have been in one of the D1 programs. So respect where it's there. But again, pull the reins in a little bit. Is a 7th round pick from a small school. But Hinton, 6'2", 295, amazing plus athlete, will be perfect in the zone scheme. 4'8", 40, 34 half-inch vert, 34 bench reps. You know the entire story. Nasty finisher. We saw that on the tape. And be perfect left guard in the zone scheme. But is the plan to start a rookie 7th round converted small school left tackle, left guard week 1 with no rookie camp, no OTAs, and potentially no training camp? I mean, maybe. I mean, when you say it out loud, it sounds ludicrous, like absolute ludicrous speed. But frankly, given the other options, I would be okay with that. I mean, you know what Pat Elflein is, right? Do you think maybe he'll suddenly improve from year 3 to year 4? Could. I mean, under the new CBA, players are allowed to get better from year to year, which I still have some hope. I mean, just hanging on. I was a huge Pat Elflein stan for the first couple of years. Hasn't quite panned out. It's really kicked me in the dick. But could he turn it on year 4? Maybe. I'm not holding my breath on it. And also, you know what Dakota Dozier is. You know what Aviante Collins is. You know what Brett Jones is. And also, 2 coaching staff just hate Brett Jones, by the way. I mean, give that dude the time of day, but whatever. But, I mean, there is a youth movement for a reason. What about the other rookie offensive lineman last year besides Bradbury and Samia? What about Olisimaka Udo, the former right tackle from Elon? Now, he's not as plus of an athlete as Hinton, but he certainly has the size. He certainly has the anchor to play inside in the NFL. A nasty finisher at that guard size as well. So could you kick him inside at that left guard spot? Or put Samia at left guard, even though Samia is more of a natural right guard? Actually, they're both natural right guards if they kick him inside, but get your best five on the field? Or is the plan really to kick Cleveland or Brandell inside? Where, I mean, I really like Ezra Cleveland and Brandell as left tackles. I like them a lot less on the inside. I doubt either have the anchor that you want, even in a zone scheme on the interior. Plus, I think they play. I think they're too tall. I think they play too angular to be able to get leverage on the interior that's necessary. But, I mean, I could be wrong, and that could be the plan the entire time, and then watch Blake Brandell become an amazing 10-year left guard in the NFL right next to all-pro left tackle Ezra Cleveland. I mean, I would be okay being wrong in that spot, right? But also, throwing a couple of the UDFAs. I mean, Tyler Higbee from Michigan State, great story. I think he could bring something, as well as Jake Lucina from Augustana, D2 All-American Remington Trophy winner. It could be something legit on the interior offensive line as well. So initially, I mean, I was frustrated, especially when Jonah Jackson went to Detroit, especially when Nick Harris went off the board, especially when Nathaniel Moody fell. But again, maybe he fell for a reason. I mean, because of the Rona, can't do medical checks, so maybe teams were spooked off. So it was frustrating in real time, and in the afterglow, it's like, oh, you got Cleveland, why couldn't you get a left guard? But after doing some thinking, I do believe that there is a plan. I do believe that there are options there. It does suck that there is no rookie camp OTAs or potentially no training camp, because that does give a big advantage to the incumbent in Pat Elflein, but we'll see. I do have faith, and just keep that hope alive. We'll go. All right, but your thoughts. What's going to happen at left guard for the Vikings? Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe Daily Vikings Takes. If you want to support the work, pull us on the Venmo. Plus give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skol, production value.